ladies and gamblers. And I say gamblers because, well, I took a bit of a chance, didn't I? See? And we're going to have a look at this. This is going to be different than the usual kind of stuff that I would normally do for a Saturday. But I have to say that the old Harley Benton here, it has stirred up a little bit of interest in the guitar community. And yes, I did take a chance on whether it would get here at all from Germany. And although, you know, you should know that it would, because Thomann is a massive, massive firm. And I can't think that they will get anything wrong, to be honest with you. And I have ordered stuff from them pre-Brexit, so I didn't know whether I was going to get slapped with the 20% on top, you see, which, as we know, I did not. And when I said that I paid 116 plus 8 for delivery, and I might be a couple of quid out, well, actually I was precisely 2 quid out, it was 118. And this is the Harley Benton SC400 SGT. GT, one would have to assume, is gold top, which it most certainly is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful looking thing. So it was actually 118 plus 8 quid delivery. So 126 to your door, and it came in absolutely perfect order. And I have done nothing since Wednesday, except for remove the little card that says that it would, that before it left Thomann, that it was inspected by Mr. 1752. Cool. Tell you what, let's have that off as well. And I haven't plugged it in. I have done nothing to it at all. So what we are going to have a look at, what we're going to have to do first of all is we're going to have to peel off the cling film on the pickups, because, well, otherwise that's just mad. You can't expect them to work correctly with bits of plastic on, I don't suppose. But, you know, I do like to show you what's actually happening and how everything is from, you know, from scratch. Hey, and I'll tell you what, next Saturday, you know, subject to nothing else cropping up, I've got a very, very interesting Gibson purchase story for you. So if you are in the market for a Gibson, because as you know, we are pretty Gibson-y here, just another extra something to beware of. And I hope that whatever I do filters out to people who sell them. Okay, so that is the, so that's the plastic off the pickups. That's the, what's it off there, the thingy out of the doodah. I do hope that was clear enough. And so, well, it's not in tune. Well, Mr. 1752 didn't make a very good job of that. So let me pluck a string on something else. Snap! Well, the tuners feel nice. So like I say, it's going to be a little bit different today. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to plug it in for the very first time right now, amplifier switched on the clean setting, no reverb, and yes, and this is it's maiden plugging in. So obviously new string, so we can expect some string stretch. I fully expect it to go out of tune again. you're going to see this inserted for the first time ever. Didn't make any funny noises. Turn everything full. And we're in the centre position at the moment. Let's try that. Try it on the bridge. I'll tell you what, that's lovely and crisp. And that is lovely and warm. So, well, let's chuck it on the bench and have a look. All we're going to do is have a look at neck straightness. We're going to have a look at the pickup output, and we're going to have a look at the string height. And then we'll play a tune and see what it sounds like within a musical setting, which for my money is the best way to hear a guitar. I mean, I can noodle away. You see, when you hear guitarists playing a guitar with no backing track or any other musical stuff going on, I don't think that's a good litmus test. I like to hear a guitar where it's going to be in its natural setting. So let's do that. Let's slap it on the bench. Let's have a look at the string height, neck straightness and relief, and the power output of those lovely humbucking pickups. And then we'll talk about what it's made of after we listen to a tune, probably, you know. Okay, let's go. Whoa, there she blows. Right, so first thing we'll do is we'll get it on the multimeter, and I've shown you how to do this before, I think. So what we do is we set it to 20 kilowatt litres or whatever it is, and then I get a little fly lead which I'll bung into the jack socket here. And can we see this? Yes, we can, but can we see the meter of multinesses? So I'll chuck it on there. Is that any better? Well, anyway, we'll have a look. So, I don't suppose it doesn't make any difference which way around you do it, to be perfectly honest. So we're on the bridge pickup, and so I hold the black lead on the ground end of the jack and put the hot lead on the hot part of the jack. Oh my word, that is 12.15. That's quite something. Let's have a look on the neck pickup, which I expect to be less. Neck pickup says, oh my, 11.53. So in the centre we'd be expecting what, about 7, something like that. And the centre says, oh no, right. So the centre says 5.92. So what you've certainly got there is some pretty hot pickups. I'm impressed. Actually, I'm impressed with the whole damn thing. And really, if you are starting out in the guitar world, then what I can say so far is so good. Let's have a look, see what kind of scale we have here. Let's move it a little bit. So I'm going to put the notched edge on here, and what I'm looking for is a sliver of light, roughly in the centre. And I would say that looks perfect to me. Absolutely perfect. So I'm happy with that. Next thing to check is the string height. Which side do we want? We want this one. So at the 12th fret on the top E string. Wow. That will come down a little bit. But that will come down a bit. So that is so that's giving me a reading. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm telling you anyway. That's giving me a reading of about 1.75. What I would like to see in an ideal world is a setting of 1.25. But these are all personal preferences. Some people prefer them, you know, with a little bit more height. Some, like me, don't. So I'm going to pause you, and I'm going to take the string height down. Well, you see, I was going to just do it and then, you know, show you the finished result, but if it doesn't take long, which it shouldn't do. So there are two ways of doing this. As you can see, we have got thumb wheels on the bridge. Look at the bridge. We've got thumb wheels there, but we've also got screw tops, which means that theoretically I can bung a screwdriver in the screw top, but it's always better to use the thumb wheel, because if you've used a screwdriver that's not exactly the right size, or you happen to slip with it, then you will make the bridge look ugly, and we do not want an ugly looking anything on a guitar. So I'm going to slacken the strings off and then use the thumb wheels to bring it down a little. I'll just do it, well, very briefly. I mean, all I'm doing is slackening the strings off. Oh, I was asked about that, about why do I need to slacken off the strings when I'm changing strings? Why can't I just lob them off? Why can't I just lob them off with my snippers? Well, I'll tell you why. Now, guitars are made of wood, and I don't think that wood itself likes any sharp shocks, particularly. Yes, I know. However, the most significant damage that you will do is you run the risk of, especially if it's a slightly older guitar, if you just hack those strings off, then you do run the risk of damaging the gears in your tuners, because that will give the tuning gears a shock. So when you're changing your strings, release the tension before you start cropping, otherwise damage could potentially, I'm not saying it will, I've just been cropping the strings for years. Yeah, well, you've been lucky, but you might not always be lucky, and you can easily knacker the gears inside your tuning machines. Right, okay, so let's see how easy this is using the thumb wheels. Well, actually, that's turning quite freely. Mind you, it's a brand new guitar, it should turn freely. And I'm most interested in the high E. And now I can see that the bottom E is really, 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 really high. So let's do, and of course, tensioning the strings does change the shape of the neck. So I've adjusted everything to what I think is, I'll tell you what, whoever strung this, that is a proper pro job. I'm so happy with this guitar. And finally, the B, you know, honestly, I just like doing it. And now, oh my word, that's too low. And now our survey says quite a bit less than 1.2. I wonder if I can just bring it up a little. No, I can't. Right, okay, it's too low. I'm going to just raise it a little bit, otherwise it will be unpleasant. And next time you see me, I shall not be wearing spectacles, and we'll be back in the other room. Let's go. Let's have a listen. Yeah, well, I know obviously I had to keep it a little bit short because we've kind of overrun with this one, but anyways, so let's have a quick listen to the pickups, which are, as we've seen on the bench, are absolutely brilliant. So let's be down here and you can see what I'm doing. Now all of the controls are exactly the same as a Gibson. In other words, the volumes are always nearest the top and anything else is down toward the bottom. So we're on the bridge right now. And that, great. Centre. Beautiful. Onto the neck. Right, let's have a chat. So I know that we did first impressions the other day when I unboxed it, but my other second first impressions are, I've got to tell you, if I'd opened up a brand new Les Paul from Gibson and it played and sounded like this, I would be well happy. So what do we have? Well, we've got a basswood body, which is a perfectly good tone material. I know that we have a carved top. Well, I mean, let's face it, you can see its fat pot belly, a bit like mine. So you can see its nice, sexy fat pot belly. What material this is, I don't know. This could be basswood also, but it doesn't tell you in the blurb. We have got two absolutely red hot humbuckers. We've got a maple neck with very decent tuners. I've been using these now, I've been using them, and I can tell you that whatever they are, they're rather good. They're 14:1, nothing wrong with that, that's absolutely fine. We do have a rosacea fretboard. What on earth is rosacea? I'll tell you, it's basically baked maple, like they use on some Gibsons and other, you know, high-end guitars. And I'm still puzzled as to how they can churn this out for, like I say, accurately 118. Actually, I went on the website just before I did this, and they were 118 GBPs, and they've now increased. They now want 119, 119. So you'll have to pay £1 more than I did. But how? I mean, how? 5 excellent questions. How do they do it for the money? No idea. I can only imagine that they're made in China, so the labour cost is very low. And of course, the materials they use aren't, but you know, basswood, maple, toasted maple, baked maple, fretboard. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of that. But here is my message to you, and especially this is aimed at, well, I was going to say this is especially aimed at people who want to start playing an electric guitar, who fancy a nice looking Les Paul. You can't do better. You cannot, I guarantee you, you cannot do better than this for the money. Because, I mean, sure, I did a little bit of, I mean, only the most minor adjustment, just lowering the bridge height to get it to where I like it. It is equipped with 10 gauge strings, which are not my favourites. I prefer 9. But all of these things are personal choices. So certainly this is set up to a median so that it won't offend anybody. And I could play it certainly straight out of the box without any difficulty at all. And having noodled around with it for a little bit, I've got to tell you, it's absolutely brilliant. And I always say, don't buy those guitars out of the box. Well, this is not a guitar out of the box. This is coming from Tom, which is a reputable company, and Harley Benton's. So, I was starting to say that aimed at people who are new to the world of guitars, you cannot do any better than this. And now we know 118 or well 119 today, plus £8 posting. You can get this to your door for 127 quid and you will not be disappointed. That I can promise you. It's very, very well put together, but also for us guys who are, you know, like if you want to take a guitar to a rehearsal studio or something that you just want to chuck in the back of the car that you don't really care about that much. So I had a look at a nice local restaurant. How's that relevant? Oh yes, that was it. So I had a look at the price for 2, me and, you know, and so she's going to kill me for that. And so, main meal, litre of wine, puddings and a sherry after, coffee, bit of cheese. Totted up to about 142 quid, I think it was. So, if you buy one of these, that's going to get to your door for 127 quid, that still gives you an extra 15 quid to whiz her down the McDonald's. Tell her that you're, you know, doing something special and getting back to teenage years when you were all, you know, newly loved up, and then you've got the rest of the money to spend on one of these. So, I mean, really, I'm more impressed than I can, although this might have come over, but I'm really, very, very impressed with Harley Benton, and no wonder these things get great reviews. But if you're in Great Britain, certainly the price that you see on the website is the price that you will pay to your door. There is nothing extra, there's no complications, so just, you know, get for that kind of money, just get one bought. Alright, that's it from me. I'll see you on Wednesday. Mind you, I'm saying Wednesday. I'm actually going to do Wednesdays today because I'm too excited to wait. It will be another unboxing from Roxy, or as Mad Malco likes to say, what's in the box? So, adios amigos. Ta-ra.